Welcome to Somo Experiences, your go-to source for everything instructional design. My name is Irene Sidede, and today we're going to be exploring the future of learning through your fingertips. Before we start, I want to introduce you all to Professor Evelyn. Though very clumsy at times, Professor Evelyn is a passionate and dedicated instructor who thrives to provide the best future for her students through education. So she has a class of about 15 to 20 students, and each week her students have to submit an assignment which is related to her course. After her 15 to 20 students submit their assignment, she then goes through and reads all of them and provides feedback for each and every one of them. Now, I did forget to mention, the year is 1968. So there's no computers, no internet, and no mobile phones. So there's just chalkboards, textbooks, and plain old-fashioned pen and paper. Now, what that means is Professor Evelyn has to collect these handwritten assignments each and every single week. She has to put them together in a pile, take that pile and transport them with her all the way to her office so she can read through each and every single one of them, provide the feedback, and also give grades. When she's providing this feedback to each student on their assignment, she also has to handwrite them on each and every single one. That may not seem too complicated, but remember, Professor Evelyn, she's all over the place. So sometimes she can't help but just spill her coffee all over these assignments. Or if she's anything like most of us, she might just misplace something by mistake. Yeah, we would really hope Professor Evelyn is not misplacing any assignments. But we have to be realistic here, and we're thinking about Professor Evelyn and her personality of someone who's very clumsy and sometimes very forgetful. So keeping that in mind, sometimes her students will receive their assignments with the feedback and a little stain of coffee to go along with it. And God forbid that Professor Evelyn misplaced one of the students' assignments. That would mean that that student would probably have to do the whole thing all over again, or Professor Evelyn would have to find a workaround for this specific student. So not only is this method of learning impacting how Professor Evelyn goes through the process, but it's also affecting the student's learning experience. And this can be in various ways. Apart from the student having some stains of coffee on their assignment, there's also the student side, where the student will go up to Professor Evelyn and make up an excuse and say, "Professor Evelyn, I could not submit my assignment because the dog ate it." Okay, now let's go back to being serious. So there's other ways that it can affect the whole process. For instance, the student will have to keep track of each and every assignment that they submitted with the feedback and hold on to that specific assignment with the feedback until the end of the semester in case there might be an issue such as they got the wrong grade or they wanted to have the professor review that specific assignment again. There are just so many factors that can come into play with a process like this. And because of this, Professor Evelyn cannot help but wish that there was a more convenient way to provide a better learning experience for his students while also helping her streamline this process. Luckily, that's where Alan Kay comes in. Mobile learning, also known as M-learning, was first envisioned by computer scientist Alan Kay. And Alan Kay came up with an idea of a portable computer called Dynabook, which would help children learn from anywhere. Although it was actually never built, Dynabook was designed to be portable, mobile, and educational. Fast forward to the 2000s, Fast forward to the 2000s, and mobile learning became more mainstream as mobile apps became more popular. This shift allowed learning management systems, also known as LMS, the chance to provide their educational content on mobile platforms. And today, thanks to mobile learning, almost all learning platforms and LMS systems provide educational content anytime and anywhere. Now, you've got a glimpse of Professor Evelyn's story and know a little history of mobile learning, but you may still be wondering, What exactly is mobile learning? Let's dive into it. Mobile learning, also known as M-learning, refers to the use of portable electronic devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops to access educational content anytime and anywhere. It's about learning on the go, breaking traditional classroom settings, and empowering learners with flexibility. Now, let's explore some of the benefits. The first one is convenience. With mobile learning, learners can now access their educational content 24/7, and they can do this in any environment and at any time, at any place. And for the second reason why it's beneficial is because it promotes engagement. With mobile learning, you can provide interactive elements by including multimedia content. And this can help enhance retention and understanding. The third benefit is cost effectiveness. Mobile learning can help eliminate the need for textbooks and also reduce travel expenses, making it more cost effective, especially for the learner. And the fourth benefit is accessibility. Mobile learning has made it much easier to implement accessibility features, and this can be done by implementing universal design elements. That way, you're providing inclusivity for all learners. However, just like any innovation, mobile learning does come with its challenges. And the first challenge would be device compatibility. As an instructional designer, you'd have to ensure that the educational content is compatible with every device across all platforms. The next challenge is distractions. Though mobile learning is very convenient, it can be very distracting. For instance, with the amounts of notifications that do come in from these mobile apps, this can cause a decline in focus for the learner. Next on the list is connectivity issues. Though mobile learning provides the ability to access educational content anytime and anywhere, there are certain regions that have limited access to internet. So this can prevent the learner from getting access to that educational content. And this in turn will hinder their learning. And lastly, the other challenge is digital literacy. Now, some learners are not comfortable using technology, or they may simply not have the skills and the knowledge of how to use these tools. So this can negatively affect them during their learning process. Now that we've covered the benefits and the challenges, let's get into how we can effectively use mobile learning. The first way is to choose suitable apps and platforms that are tailored to meet your learning goals. You want to ensure that the platform is compatible with the learning experience that you're trying to provide. The next thing is you want to use this as an opportunity to develop engaging and interactive learning content. And this can be done through quizzes, videos, and simulations. The next thing is to set up a learning environment that is dedicated to be free from distractions. This means when you're implementing things such as notifications, you're limiting the amount of notifications that the student is going to receive through their mobile learning experience. And this enhances their ability to focus. And that's very important for learners. The next thing is to ensure that learners stay connected with their peers and even instructors through various ways, such as peer reviews and discussion forums. This in turn allows learners to share ideas and also to learn from one another. Now, we've talked about the history, the definition, the benefits, the challenges, and how to use mobile learning. But let's get into the future of mobile learning. With the rapid advancements in technology, we can expect mobile learning to be more interactive, immersive, and personalized. One of the ways is through AI-driven adaptive learning. This can be done through customized learning experiences that's driven by the learner's performance and as well as their preferences. Now let's get into augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR. Immersive learning can essentially enhance experiential learning. So imagine having learners immerse themselves in certain environments. So let's use students, for example. Instead of taking physical field trips to the national park, you could have them take a field trip to a different country. And this can provide a whole new learning experience for them. Wearable technology is another one on the list. By integrating different devices, for instance, like a smartwatch, this can also help enhance different learning experiences. It can even provide a more seamless process. So instead of having to wait to get to your laptop or your iPad, something simple as a smartwatch, you might be able to access your educational content on there. And as you're going and taking a walk, you can simply just check your watch and make sure that you're up to date with whatever it is that you need to be learning. And the next thing on the list is collaborative learning. Now, I know you've heard me use the word collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. But in this case, it is not collaboration in the sense of being an instructional designer. In this case, it's collaboration as the learner. So learners have the chance to collaborate real time with different learners around the world. And this offers them the chance to get to know different perspectives, get different understandings. If they're immersing themselves in that collaborative learning experience, they could also see what kind of environments the other students are in real time. And this can be a great way to enhance the overall learning experience for that specific learner. One of the first ways I can think of is with language learning. For instance, a lot of learners may not have the access to be able to travel to a country and learn that language from there, but through immersive learning and collaboration, you could easily immerse yourself in that specific country as to where a learner in your class is, and they can teach you the language maybe by walking you around their city, their town, their favorite spots, and teaching you what each and every single item means, or teaching you how to say a certain sentence as they walk into a cafe. So you're doing it together collaboratively, even though you're in two separate places in the world. So the future of mobile learning is just so exciting, and it's probably going to be an endless thing to think about. If there are different ideas that you have on how mobile learning will impact the way that we learn in the future, please put it down in the comments. I would love to see that. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. My name is Irene Sidere, and I will see you in the next video.